I don't drink soda.
My voice sounds so different.
Yeah.
Everything sounds different.
It's a little different.
So we did the thing.
We did the thing.
Right?
Action.
714.
Is that the episode number?
That's the episode number, and it was also last week's episode number.
Oh, yeah, but we lost it.
We lost it. So
the secret lost episode that you guys are never going to hear. Never.
We might actually put it up on the Patreon video only, just with the mic from the camera, which would be really hard to listen to. But I guess it was one of our best episodes ever.
You think so?
Yeah. And I wore slides for the first time, dude. Socks and slides.
Oh, do you think that's what made the episode better?
I think it made us both more chill.
You think it made me more chill?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I was aware that you were wearing.
No, I told you on the episode we had a whole thing about it.
Oh, see,
we talked about
this escapes me, all of it.
So you guys will never know about that.
Are you wearing slides right now?
Yeah, socks and slides.
Okay. I
had to come with the same energy because we're trying to recreate last week.
Are we?
So, we have been having audio problems. Now we're recording on a new device, and hopefully everything works flawlessly on this. We'll have to check in on that throughout the show. We'll be checking on the new device throughout the show. People love devices. We got devices on the show.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing. So we'll run with the intro. We'll open it up. We'll, try to do as good a show or better than last week.
I think we can do better.
I think we can do better too. So, that concludes the prologue. Is that what it's called? Like the thing before the first part?
Sounds right.
That concludes our prologue of today's episode. Computer, countdown from 5.
Okay, here's countdown. 5, 4, 3.
Yo, thank you for tuning into the Natural Habitat Podcast. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name's Awesome Ty. This is Smart Plug. Smart Plug, say hello. Smart Plug can't talk anymore. Computer, say hello.
Hi there.
Free Candy, say what's up. He's up in Canada in an upward direction from us.
That's how I always picture Canada. Yeah,
north, yeah. Free Candy is our Canadian correspondent, co-host. Well, I guess we give him the floor. That's like a whole part of the bit.
Yeah.
Free Candy, say what's up.
That's fantastic. Free Candy, thanks for checking in. Yeah.
We want to thank you guys for joining us on today's podcast. This is a monumental episode. It's episode 714, which is a recreation of episode 714, which already happened.
It's a big one.
Now, I will let you guys know that we changed our show notes. So we're not just going to try to fully recapture that thing. Yeah. You can't recapture lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you can't capture it in the first place, let alone recapture it.
Yeah.
So we don't want to try to make like a carbon copy of what we did last week.
Lightning never strikes in the same place twice.
It doesn't, but it does. I've seen it. I've seen videos of that.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not striking in the exact same spot.
Well, I saw a guy get hit by lightning twice. And that's the same spot, unless it hit maybe a different spot on his head.
Yeah, slightly. I mean, I'm not saying that lightning doesn't strike twice in a similar location, but in the exact same spot, no.
Okay.
It doesn't happen.
That makes sense. Because, things can even be off by like a nano...
smidgen. It's like how they say there's no two snowflakes that are exactly alike.
Mm-hmm. There's no two lightning strikes that are exactly in the same place. So we're not going to try to do that. We got new stuff to talk about. This is officially our second episode of the new year.
Is it?
Well, the first one we already did. It didn't get released.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the lost episode.
Right.
So this is our second episode, first aired episode of the year, 2024.
What a year.
You feel different?
What a year, man. It's been a wild ride so far.
Mm-hmm. It really has. There's been a lot of changes. A lot of things haven't changed. This episode is brought to you by Reliefy. Use the code NHP. Save yourself 10%, 12%.
12%.
12%. A lot of shit going down out in the world in 2024. And we just want to assure you guys that this is going to stay the same, but also change with the times.
Yeah. Billy Joel perhaps said it best. Ooh, baby. It's a wild world.
Yeah, he did say that.
It's hard to get by with just a smile, girl.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's a great way to put it. And fuck, god damn it, we forgot a light.
Fuck. It's much better.
That's a lot better, right?
Yeah.
We can't go into 2024 with the lights all fucked up.
No, we look like clowns.
Yeah. So, computer, countdown from 5.
Okay, here's countdown. 5, 4, 3.
Yo, thank you for tuning into the Natural Habitat Podcast. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name's Awesome Ty, Smart Plug, computer, free candy in Canada.
Thank you all.
I don't know that.
You son of a bitch, you just ruined it.
You don't know that free candy... Wait, do we know that free candy's in Canada?
I mean, we've never physically checked.
No.
We've never gone up there and made sure.
I don't know. That's a problem for another day.
Yeah.
But with a new year comes new family favorites, tidbits, pieces of history that enter one of our favorite places, the public domain.
The public domain, that means that you now have access to all these new things that were previously copywritten, and you can do what you want with them. You can let your imagination run wild and take all these things that were previously claimed by someone else, and now you can kind of get loose with them.
You could only own things for so long. It's like 25 years past the death of the creator or something like that.
Yeah, and that's changed. It used to be a lot shorter, but Disney has had successfully, up until this point, lobbied several times for it to get extended, and they kept extending it for Disney. Not this time.
Nope.
Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie, he's in the public domain. He's in the public domain,
He's in it.
which means he's now canon for this show. So Mickey Mouse, say hello.
No, now Mickey Mouse is not in the public domain. Steamboat Willie is in the public domain. That is the first incarnation of Mickey Mouse.
Well, yeah.
So we can only have a Mickey Mouse type character. He has to be with a steamboat.
2 visual renderings of Mickey Mouse that are acceptable. The very first one, which is similar to a traditional Mickey Mouse, and then the Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse.
Oh, so Steamboat Willie came after the traditional Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
All right, the Mickey Mouse is in.
But this Mickey Mouse does not have white gloves. He won't have white gloves for another few years. But, I mean, you can kind of let your imagination run wild. And you can picture these white gloves on him. I mean, we all know he wears white gloves. It's no secret.
Yeah, we could all imagine white gloves. That's not something hard to do. But was he called Mickey Mouse back then, or was he called Steamboat Willie?
Do not know. I
That's
think it
where it
might be
gets-
Mickey, because one of the new horror movies that they quickly jumped to making has Mickey in the title.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like the Winnie the Pooh horror movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
honestly, I think Steamboat Willie's a better name. I don't know why they ever steered away from calling him Steamboat Willie, but we're going to reserve the right to call him both.
yeah, I think that Steamboat Willie, you end up getting kind of typecast.
Typecast as a steamboat captain.
As a steamboat guy, yeah. Or any guy on a steamboat, So Steamboat Willie is in the public domain. We're also going to go ahead and roll with Mickey Mouse until we hear anything different.
Yeah. Now one thing
Officially?
that's interesting, and I guess we'll find out on this episode, perhaps, or after we release it, is that YouTube is still automatically copyright striking anyone that does use Steamboat Willie or this public domain Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
And instead of just like going and saying our bad, they're making everybody go through the full YouTube appeals process, which is a huge inconvenience for these creators. And I mean, it's not immediately taking off their copyright strike. So, I mean, if that was your third strike, like you might temporarily at least have your YouTube account suspended.
Yeah.
So that's a big problem. And I think Disney and YouTube are kind of working in tandem to make lives difficult for these creators.
Yeah, that makes sense that they would do that. And, we're going to go ahead and roll with it until our videos start getting strike down.
Should we put like an animated clip of Steamboat Willie in here?
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we actually can legally use this clip of Steamboat Willie. We can have him in the show. Actually, sound off if you want Steamboat Willie to be a new co-host on the show.
Yeah. I think there's plenty of. I mean, we could even replace Smart Plug with Steamboat Willie. I mean, I think Steamboat Willie is less likely to say something racist.
Yeah, Smart Plug doesn't really do a lot.
No, I
nowadays.
mean, when he does, it's usually hate speech. So,
so that's exciting. Also, I want to do another recurring segment here in season 7. And that is
Big Trouble in Big China.
No, not Big Trouble in Big China. I was thinking about throwing that in though later because
I got something that China did wrong.
Okay, that's becoming a good staple. Let's do Big Trouble in Big China first.
These goddamn Chinese spy balloons are back.
What?
We were just talking about how but this time they're over in Taiwan. And I don't know like I'm not Asian, so I don't know the specifics of Taiwan and China's relationship. Yeah. But it's a contentious one.
Yeah, I don't think they like each other.
Yeah, just like they don't really like us, and they're sending these spy balloons into
wasn't that
Taiwanese airspace?
That was a whole thing with was it John Cena?
Yeah.
John Cena got in trouble for calling Taiwan a country, and then he had to apologize in Chinese.
I think that may be accurate.
And he apologized for calling Taiwan a country and acknowledging them.
And John Cena has these veiled ties to China that nobody really knows the specifics about. But I mean, there are like a few instances of him bowing down to the Chinese government. He speaks fluent Chinese, which just seems odd for John Cena to do.
That is odd. That's very odd. I'm sure a lot of his money comes from, being available and being a star in China. So it's kind of weird that he's like so high up in the
it almost is like how Steven Seagal's a big shot in Russia.
Seagal-esque.
Yeah.
It really is. So that's crazy, dude. Those spy balloons, what a wild thing to just like do and get away with. And everybody
naturally,
sees it.
I'm glad they're not in our airspace. Obviously, I prefer it being over in Taiwan, but
they were,
and
they will be again.
Who's to say? Yeah, who's to say they're not planning on sending some up to Canada to watch Free Candy or really anywhere?
So one of our new segments this season is we're keeping up with the guys, right? We got guys. We got, Greggy got bit by a dog or something.
Yeah.
We got
everybody loves Greg.
We got Tay. She we don't really know a lot about her yet. We got who else we got? We got Free Candy, he's a guy.
Yeah, I mean that's about it.
That's about it. But I want to bring another guy into the fold.
Oh shit.
And this one we'll cue in the Shania Twain thing again. It's a lady. This one is a lady. Okay. Her name is Barb.
Barb.
And
do you think that's short for Barbara?
Probably,
right?
Yeah.
Or Barbie.
It could be Barbie.
Barbie. I mean, that's real popular in the public lexicon right now. So
maybe it was Barbie.
Or do you think Barbie is typically like another shortening of Barbara?
I think Barbie is short for Barbara.
Barbara. But, like younger women aren't named Barbara too often these days. It's kind of like an old-timey name at this point.
Yeah, it really is. So
is Barb like a senior citizen?
No, Barb's actually young.
Oh.
So... Well, I mean, not young, but...
I guess she's like just an outlier.
Yeah, she could be anywhere from her 20s to her late 20s to her... She's probably more like in her 30s. But I don't want to say that. I don't want to be rude. You shouldn't ever guess a
lady's age.
Guess a lady's age,
sure.
But yeah, she's probably like 35.
Maybe 40?
She said maybe. Actually, yeah, probably closer to 40.
Probably closer to 40.
I would say.
So, I mean, and you start getting into the 40 territory, maybe she is a senior citizen. Yeah.
You might as well be.
Okay.
Damn near.
But what's Barb's story? Why is she...
So, Barb is having some problems that I think that we might be able to help her out with. She said, there's definitely a ghost in my house. Not sure who it is, but it's space. No punctuation. A grown-up man.
Well, we are just after Christmas. Do you potentially think it might have been the ghost of Christmas past, present, or future?
Let me find out when this was posted.
I mean, those are three common ghosts that have been known to appear around the holidays.
So this was 20 hours ago. So that would have been, a few days into January.
Maybe they just decided not to leave after Christmas.
I think the ghosts are gone after Christmas.
Maybe
after Christmas Day. I think that's their cutoff. You know how like on Halloween, like the wall in between the living and the dead is like the thinnest?
Yeah, but I still have my Christmas decorations up. I haven't taken my lights down.
Okay, well, maybe the ghost can come as long as there's decorations
up, yeah.
I guess we should, Barb, sound off and let us know where your decoration's still up, because that might be an important part of this.
Yeah, and also another key factor is, did they come and like try to like take you on a journey to show you different incarnations of possible Christmases?
Mm-hmm.
Because if they did, then I think we've solved the mystery.
Christmas ghost, for sure. I feel like she might have said that, if that was a...
Yeah, that would have been strange to leave that out.
Yeah. But she's dealing with some sort of specter, and if it isn't a Christmas ghost, it's definitely a demon, or as I like to call them, a demion. And demions are, it's like a religious thing, I guess. Has to do with like hell and stuff, so it's all really tied into God and religious.
It's not a heaven ghost.
No, it's a hell ghost.
Okay.
I just recently watched the new Poltergeist movie. Have you seen that?
I have not.
The one with the kids. It's like 2 kids that get possessed.
Yeah.
And it was good, and then it was also like really corny at times with all of the praying and the God stuff. And they had multiple different religions in there. There was like a priest, a pastor, someone that didn't believe, and like a voodoo priestess. And they all did their own little separate things, and then poured vinegar on the demons, and it was a mess. It wasn't easy to get rid of these demions, and hopefully this isn't the case for you, but I would watch Poltergeist.
Now, another movie I recently was reminded of is Event Horizon from 1996 with Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
And it's where they
go into a black hole?
No, like a space. You're in the future, and a spaceship that had disappeared for years suddenly reappears, and Lawrence Fishburne and some doctor guy and a few others have to go inside this spaceship and figure out what's going on. Well, spoiler alert, there's demons in this thing. There's demons. There's space monsters potentially. I mean, things are not looking good when they go in this spaceship, and all hell breaks loose, if you will.
So what's the spaceship in Barb's situation? Her house?
Her house, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she should probably not go in her house?
I mean, is that where she's seeing the ghosts in her house, or are the ghosts following her around from place to place?
No, she said my house is haunted, I'm pretty sure. Definitely a ghost in my house. Not sure who it is, but it's a grown-up man. Don't go to your house.
Yeah,
Easy peasy.
Yeah. That's
it. Go to a library. You can get Wi-Fi at the library. You can watch the podcast on your phone. You don't have to go home.
A lot of people don't have homes. Like, maybe you should consider joining the homeless. There's plenty of them. You could have a lot of good company.
There's also
some friends in the Tenderloin.
There's the homeless. There's the unhoused. There's van life.
You got a lot of options, Barb. What do you
you don't have to stay in the house.
You don't have to pigeonhole yourself to this house.
You're really typecasting yourself as a lady that has ghosts in her house.
Yeah, like, don't be so materialistic, Barb.
Yeah, let go.
Maybe that's why the ghost is because Barb's like, she's so attached to her house. She loves this house so much that the ghost is trying to teach her, hey, like, wherever, as Metallica once said, wherever I roam, where I lay my head, that's home.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's actually not a ghost and it's her in the future. And like Interstellar, you remember that movie Interstellar?
But she said it's a man.
Well, yeah.
How does she know it's a man?
It was a man in Interstellar. It was, what's his face? Matthew McConaughey. And he's pushing the books in space, and it's like a fold in time, so it's happening in the past. And the people in the past are like, oh, the books.
I mean, I still don't see how she knows it's a male ghost. Does she see his cock? Like, is the ghost running around just, like with a completely naked, and she sees the silhouette of the man, the ghost's penis?
What if it's just a woman with a masculine build and haircut?
Yeah, I mean, I guess without seeing the specific details of the ghost,
or did the ghost tell you? Because if you assume the gender of this ghost, that's probably pretty fucked up. You don't want to assume genders.
Yeah, and you know, there's also the Scooby-Doo situation where perhaps it's just like the old miser in a mask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you open it up and it's old Mr. McGillicuddy.
Yeah.
And he's just upset that you know, your trees have been adding too much shade to his tulip garden.
Yeah, so Barb, I think we've given you some good theories to start with and work with and kind of, you know, go about disproving those, and then you'll narrow it down to potentially whatever this thing is.
Yeah. So that was keeping up with the guys and girls and others. Not others. That's not what I meant. Others sounded bad. Keeping up with the HabitRats.
Keeping up with the rats.
Keeping up with the rats. Yeah. And there was something else. This one doesn't really, but this one is, oh yeah. Computer, play a guitar riff.
All right. Guitar riff by Nerd Odyssey from Spotify.
No. Computer, stop.
Computer, play a public domain guitar riff.
Computer, open guitar riff.
I found a few matches for that. Do you mean sleep sounds? Guitar sounds?
Guitar sounds.
Here's a guitar sound.
I mean, that wasn't really like much of a riff.
No.
That wasn't rocking, computer. Computer, that was not rocking. Can you play a rocking guitar?
He doesn't like you. He always ignores you.
Computer! Play a rocking guitar.
Okay. I want a rock and roll guitar by Johnny Preston from Spotify.
So this year we're fucking putting you. God damn it! Computer, stop. What the hell was that? That guy was about to start yelling over me. He's about to be everybody yelling. We want to, you know, this year we're getting to know the people. We're trying to, next season, we're trying to be more inclusive to women. We're trying to change things. We're leaving a lot of beefs in the past. We squashed our beef with Pastor Tony Spell. We left the children's hospital alone. We severed ties with Icy.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want to give the impression that everybody is just safe.
No, not everyone's off the hook.
No.
And we thought that it was only proper that we went ahead and started out the year by putting some people on notice.
Yeah.
And just letting them know that they're on notice.
Mm-hmm. That they're on notice, and just watch yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Give them a Malcolm Jamal warning.
Yeah. And this isn't a threat per se.
No.
But it's also not a threat.
It's also not a threat. It's somewhere in between. So first off, on notice, Carefree.
Carefree, yeah.
Yeah, Carefree's on notice.
Carefree, you're on notice. You tend to flake a lot.
Uh-huh.
You've missed some things, you know, that you were supposed to attend.
You haven't been on the podcast in forever.
No.
People were like, "Oh, Matt was so fun on the podcast. He was so cool on the podcast," and then you just don't come on the podcast. You leave all the HabitRats behind. You don't know anything about Barb. You don't know anything about Greg. You don't know anything about anything that's going on over here.
Yeah.
So you're on notice.
Amanda Bynes, you're on notice. Your Twitter behavior several years ago, I mean, left a lot to be desired, and you're kind of acting a little bit crazy. I don't know if you've gotten the mental health help that you've needed, but I'm just going to assume that you're not crazy and you're just kind of a bitch. So Amanda Bynes, wherever you are, you're on notice.
Yeah. John Cena, you're on notice.
Yeah.
You're apologizing to China, and you're, you know, picking ties with people that are putting literal spy balloons over the skies of America and looking at our citizens and watching us poop.
Yeah, and you're also getting a big old bald spot. Just shave your head already.
Shave it.
Shave your head already. It looks
why you
dumb.
gonna keep that? That's weird.
You come out dressed like a 10-year-old boy to wrestling, and you've got this big old bald spot. It's odd.
Yeah, and you also don't have to keep wrestling. You're a movie star, right? Does The Rock still wrestle regularly?
The Rock just turned back up in wrestling. So
I know,
I think
saw
he's
that.
making a wrestling resurgence. And I think that coincides with the decline in Rock's movie star popularity.
You know what?
He's taking it back to his roots, trying to get back into Hollywood's good graces.
And I'm gonna say that he's also on notice. The
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've never really been a Rock hater, but I've never been one of those guys that's like, oh, The Rock ate a bunch of pancakes. That's so cool. you know?
Yeah. Or like people that say like, oh, The Rock should run for president despite having absolutely no political
Absolutely
history.
not.
There's a lot of people that are constantly gassing this guy up, saying, Rock, you would make a good president. You would lay the smack down on Washington. Well, no.
So I just watched a video about how recently The Rock went to In-N-Out for the first time.
And he was
and
lying, right?
Had a big cheat meal, and he was lying. He had done it 3 times.
Full of
and
shit.
every time he's like, this is my first time at In-N-Out. I've never been there before. I'm going to try it out.
Like, why would you lie about something so trivial?
And they're like, do you want spread? And he's like, what is spread? What are fries? And he acts like he's a fucking retard, and he's always selling his stuff. In every video, he's like, oh, try my tequila.
Try my tequila. Or he's got an energy drink that's like, it kind of looks like the yerba mate can, but it's like Samoan or something like that. Zoa or something like that. And I mean, it might be delicious, but I'm leaning towards it just being a horrible energy drink.
Constantly, everything that he says is like in a pitch, and it's all filtered, and we haven't seen the actual Rock in like over 20 years.
Oh yeah, and then he brought the XFL football league back, only for him to immediately merge it with this other shitty football league that nobody cares about. And then they got rid of the XFL team that I liked.
What?
Yeah, they didn't keep all the teams. They cut some of the teams. They cut the Las Vegas Vipers, who I had been supporting for the one season that the XFL was around.
Damn, that's fucked up.
So, I mean, like, I hold Rock personally accountable for that.
Yeah. So he's on notice. Anybody else?
Yeah, I got a couple more here.
Okay.
Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson of Twilight fame. Yeah. I mean, he's just got like a pasty looking guy. Doesn't get a lot of sun. I mean, you can only suspect that he's up to something, right? Like, I mean, he's staying indoors for some reason, not getting that vitamin C from the sun, or vitamin D. Whatever. He looks like he's, deficient of several vitamins.
Yeah.
So Robert Pattinson, go take a multivitamin, bud.
And you're on notice until then. Who else you got?
Kris Jenner. Nobody likes Kris Jenner. She's just the absolute worst.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever watched a full episode of The Kardashians, but just in the limited times I've seen Kris Jenner on television or in any capacity, she's just like an absolute troll monster, and nobody likes her. I think she's pretty despised across the board by everybody. So Kris Jenner, knock it off. You're on notice.
Also, Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner's on notice. Caitlyn Jenner's been going out in a Bruce costume lately. Have you seen that?
No. Is she converting back to being a Bruce
there's like
Jenner?
a bunch of pictures of her just walking around dressed like Bruce.
She's just giving up. She's like, you know what, this was fun for a couple years, but like being a trans person isn't just a costume that you shed whenever you feel like it. Like you either commit to it or you don't.
And you're on notice until you commit to it.
All the Jenners are on notice. Kardashians too.
Wow, and the Kardashians?
Oh yeah. And there was some lady that like passive aggressively said excuse me today, but like it wasn't. She was like inferring that I was the one who should have said excuse me.
Oh, she said it to you?
Yeah. She's like,
this
excuse me.
This is a private interaction.
And like I didn't bump into this woman or anything. Like maybe I came across her path and she thought that I was in her way. But to passive aggressively say excuse me to me, it just came across like a real, a real.
Yeah, what a real
C-U-N-T.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is
on notice.
Yeah, the lady at Target. I don't know her name. I couldn't even really tell you what she looked like at this point. But if you're watching this, which I can only assume you're probably not, you're on notice.
But if maybe someone that you know was at Target today, then you could ask them, hey.
Yeah. If you were at Target on January 4th in the afternoon sometime in Paso Robles, California, like
sound off.
Yeah.
So that's just something that we wanted to put our foot down on, so that way everyone wasn't just like, oh, these guys, they like everyone.
That
now.
felt really good. It felt cathartic.
It
felt like a weight have just dripped off me. Like I had this molasses that was built up on me, weighing me down, and it heated up and it just dripped off me. And now I'm, several pounds lighter.
Yeah, I think, one of the pillars of this show is revenge.
Revenge, yeah.
Yeah, one of them is revenge. It's friendship, science, revenge, and intellectual property.
Yeah.
Much like Steamboat Willie.
Yep.
And our list of people that are on notice. I think that we are in our best. We're in our best element when we're, currently have an enemy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who isn't?
These people aren't on notice, like, as in, hey, you better watch yourself. It's like, hey, one of you is going to be, or more, is going to become our next enemy. Yeah. And it's probably going to be the one closest to us, the lady from Target. Yeah. Be a personal enemy of us.
Really, we have no direct line to the Kardashians or any of these celebrities.
Yeah.
So the lady at Target is the closest thing we've got.
And we don't know your name yet, but when we do, we're going to say it. We're going to dox you. We're going to give everyone your address. We're going to give everyone your phone number.
We could probably use like AI maybe to find this lady. We give AI a description. That's how it works, right?
Now
like
I wish that the soundboard was working because I would play the disclaimer that this is a goof and we aren't going to dox that lady.
It's a comedy podcast.
Plus, you could do a vague threat as long as it's not to someone in particular, right?
Yeah.
But does that count as someone in particular, the lady on Target?
I think that's broad enough to where, no, I don't think that. And now, if we had her name or if I had a better physical description of the woman, then possibly. Okay. But since I have little to no detail about this woman, then
she was just a lady.
I think we're off the hook.
All right, cool. Then we're going to dox you. We're going to tell everyone where you live. We're going to break into your house at night. We're going to tie you up.
No. I don't think we can just say that about anybody.
Yeah, I guess you're right. We're not going to do that. But I think that we do our best when we have an enemy. So if you guys out there have any suggestions for people that should be on notice, sound off, let us know. We had something exciting happen recently here. We live in California, right near the beach.
Yeah, sunny California, where there's never any weird weather occurrences.
Yeah. And we had a weird weather occurrence just a few days before that big earthquake in Japan.
What, was there an earthquake in Japan? I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it was like on January 1st.
Oh, shit.
There was a big-ass earthquake. And a couple days before that, we had the king tides, they were calling it, here in California. And all of the beaches got like...
Now, is that anything related to the Prince of Tides? The Prince of Tides, I think that was like
a book or something.
Early 90s film, maybe. Computer, what is the Prince of Tides?
Computer, what is the Prince of Tides?
Originally based on a book by Pat Conroy, The Prince of Tides is a 1991 drama film starring Barbara Streisand, Nick Nolte, and Blythe Danner. A troubled man talks to his suicidal sister's psychiatrist about...
Computer, stop. History. Nick Nolte can probably be on notice, too.
Yeah, but, Nick Nolte's on notice.
I don't think it had anything to do with these king tides that we just recently experienced.
No. But we had literal record-breaking waves, the highest waves that we've ever recorded.
Just big waves, and these aren't the type where you boogie down with your surfboard and catch a few radical tubes.
No, you didn't see anybody out there.
So yeah, it was wreaking havoc on any of the buildings that are built on the coastline. Like Malibu, they have all these nice homes that are right on the cliffs, and these tides came so far up that they just started, destroying a lot of homes of very wealthy people. So really,
yeah, if it didn't rip them away, it ripped up their foundation and made it to where it was like unsafe to live in. And went up into the streets in like a bunch of beach towns and took out hella cars. Out in the dunes was fucked. Like everybody's trucks and RVs were like all getting flipped around.
You have to wonder if something like that is the wrath of God, and God's trying to punish these people.
Why would you have to wonder that?
You would have to wonder if it's the wrath of God punishing these people for their crimes and misdeeds.
All of these people had crimes and misdeeds. Everyone in in the coastal town.
Everyone that experienced damage due to these king tides.
And God's real?
I mean, hypothetically.
So hypothetically, if God was real, all of these people that were on the coast that day.
Nobody can prove or disprove God. Like, that's just not a possible thing. So operating under the assumption that God is real and he's a vengeful God, then yes, I could see him, he probably punishes people through natural disasters, and the king tides are something he had up his sleeve.
Do you think he had to wait for a time when everyone on the coast was a bad person? There was no innocent.
There's probably
people.
some collateral damage in there too. You know what I
okay,
mean?
So some people were innocent.
Yeah, God. I mean,
you got to break a couple eggs.
To punish the majority. Of course, you're gonna get some stray bullets in there.
Yeah, wasn't he taking people's firstborn sons and shit?
Yeah, God. I mean, God does all kinds of fucked up things.
Yeah. So. Yeah, the king tides, I guess, maybe could have been from God, hypothetically.
Yeah.
If God does exist, then yeah, he probably did the king tides. He probably took out a lot of... So that's good news that there was a lot of people.
If God exists, he didn't stop the king tides from doing all this damage, which hypothetically he would be able to. So, I mean...
So it has to have a reason.
Yeah.
It's all part of God's plan, is what you're saying?
By not acting, he's basically, an accessory to these king tides damaging everything.
What if we clip this and then try to get a lot of Christian viewers? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we could get a lot of Christian viewers. I mean, we like to talk about God and Jesus, and we did have that incident with Pastor Tony Spell, which is
Pastor
religious
Tony
related.
Spell.
We've started, our own church, which we don't have to get into the details of that. I mean, for all they know, it's a Christian church.
Yeah, and all we say is our God is an awesome God. He reigns on heaven and earth. We do the hand shaking.
We do the hand,
We do it. We look up. We don't
close
speak
our
in
eyes
tongues.
And kind of bow our heads.
Yeah, we bow, hands up.
We let the Holy Spirit take hold of us.
Computer, play some religious music.
Religious music mix from Spotify.
This isn't really.
What is this? What is this? This is religious music, apparently.
Let's hear it. He hasn't said anything about God yet. Check it.
Let's see. I'm the atheist spokesman. Is that literally what he just said?
I don't think so.
He said, I'm the atheist spokesman.
Is there lyrics in there in the Spotify?
No. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like the atheist spokesman. So I asked for religious music, and it literally played me a song by Graydon Square that is about being atheist.
Atheism isn't a religion, though. It's
not a religion.
It's not subscribing to any religion because you explicitly think that God is fake. It's not even like a agnostic where you're just like, I don't know.
Yeah. Is agnostic a religion?
No, I consider myself agnostic.
Same. And we are part of religion.
Yeah. So, I mean,
we have the Church of Cannabis.
Yeah. I try to cover my bases in case, God should appear once my time here on earth is done and he wants to judge me. I try to, at least, I don't really do much, but
you try to, not do shitty things.
Yeah. I try to not be blasphemous.
Yeah.
I guess I do say goddamn a lot. I say that frequently, but
all you have to do is at the very end, you have to ask for forgiveness.
Yeah. So assume I don't die in a freak accident and I have time to spend on my deathbed and, tie up the loose ends with God.
Yeah. Then it'll be all good. I like to live my religious experience kind of like Poltergeist, the new one with the two girls that are possessed. I do so I'll pray for forgiveness. Then I'll also say 20 Hail Marys, and then I'll drink the marrow out of a chicken neck.
See, I don't even think you have to do all that. I think you just say, "Please, Father, forgive me." So I'm gonna do that now and just kind of get myself up to.
Should we do that? Actually, all of us, we could all at the same time. We could do
on the count of 3. We're going to say, please, Father, forgive, and we'll put our hands
Forgive me for
together.
I have sinned. Is that what you say?
Just please, Father, give me.
For what? For sins.
Forgive me.
It goes, please, Father, forgive me for
whatever.
I have sinned.
For whatever he's judging me on.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right.
You know how strict he is?
Okay, so everyone hands together in a prayer emoji or a high five emoji, depending on who you are. And 3, 2,
Please,
1.
Father, forgive me.
Please, hold on. It's 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1.
Please, Father, forgive me
for I have sinned.
No,
you close my eyes.
You weren't. Yeah, you're supposed to close your eyes, but we
and not say for I have sinned.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's try that.
3, 2, 1.
Please, Father, forgive me
for I have sinned. I didn't say it. That was my watch.
Different
my
strokes
watch
for different folks, I suppose.
See, I like to add on a lot more, so that way I have a better chance.
I don't like, I'm not going to admit that I've committed any sins. Like maybe I just need to be forgiven for something very, very minor.
See, but I like to, look at it like a jackpot, right? A slot machine.
Say like I broke someone's vase on accident. I knocked it over. Please, Father, forgive me for that. Like that's not a sin that I knocked over your vase on accident and broke it.
No, it's not. Destruction of property.
That's not a sin.
That's a sin.
That's not a sin.
That's definitely a sin.
There was no malice involved.
Well, I think that. What was I going to say about? Oh yeah, slot machine.
Yeah.
Say you got a slot machine. All right, that's life. You got the jackpot. That's getting to heaven, right after you die.
Jackpot.
Now every line, right, is a different religion, and depending on your roll, your spin of the wheels, your roll of the dice, quote unquote, a different line will get you to the end. You do 29 lines, max bet, max lines. One of those lines is going to connect to your jackpot, right? And that's the religion that's correct. And we don't know which line it is.
So we're max betting?
I like to play all lines. I like to do all the religions.
But that's going to eat up a lot of your coins very fast. Like I, for one, am more of a, like one line, try to get 777 across the board,
right down the middle.
Yeah, and that way, I'm hedging my bet basically, like because I don't know that God is real, so I'm not going to put all my coins in this machine and then just all of a sudden I'm broke.
See, I'm not putting all my coins in the machine. I have a certain amount of coins that I want to try this with, and the rest of my coins I keep safe at home. I don't start pulling out more coins and trading things for coins.
I mean, you start gambling, it's a slippery slope.
It is. It really is. I've been wanting to go. I've been wanting to go gamble lately.
Yeah, me too.
Go hit the slot machines.
Play some poker.
I've been watching this guy, Vegas Matt is his name. And these videos started getting recommended to me, and I watched them enough to where it's constantly in my feed now. And they're not even on YouTube or like Instagram or Facebook Reels. It's like a Facebook Watch, like horizontally shot video. And they're like a half hour long, and it's him playing slot machines in Vegas. And he'll be like, this one is, ready to pop. And then this one is like, has low multipliers and like bonuses and shit. And then he'd play them both like $1,000.
Yeah, I think
each.
even the most savvy slot machine player really has no idea of the odds that they're doing or any way to improve their odds. I think they're just they're trying to paint the picture that they have some sort of advantage.
Well, he doesn't. That's why I like it. He doesn't necessarily say that he's like the king of the slots or that he knows the tricks or anything, but he'll go and he'll try to he'll take other people's tricks and then test them out, or go and just try different things on different games, like play with no multiplier on one and then play with like the high multiplier on the other one, or do like a nickel times 10 and then a dime times 5 and see what the difference is with like payouts and shit. But that's how I know I'm getting old, because I get sucked into that. And I'll watch that for a long time.
I've not slot machines, but I've definitely went down a rabbit hole of watching people scratch scratchers. Just an entire book of scratchers. I've literally watched a couple of times. There's a guy that does it, and I'll sit there. He'll buy like a book of 100 scratchers and just go through them.
Is it shot nice? Like he has the overhead shot that's like lit well.
Yeah. It looks pretty nice, and I mean like it's kind of satisfying because he's got like this big coin that he just like one quick stroke gets like the entire line.
Damn, that's nice.
cleared. Yeah, it's
yeah,
not the
it's like
worst thing.
it's like an ASMR.
Kind of, yeah, a little bit.
And then it also kind of does the thing, yeah, like watching the reels spin on the slot machines is like calming. And then I'm also waiting for a jackpot too. And it makes it to where like say if gambling is smoking, watching someone gamble, if it's shot well, is like vaping. You get like the same kind of thing from it, you know? It's not the same because you don't get any of the money.
It's less cool.
It's less cool, but it kind of does that same thing to your brain. It gives you that little serotonin drip. We're going to check in on this recording.
Yeah, it's still going strong, it appears. Yeah. Yep. 48 minutes we're at.
All right, nice. So yeah, I really like those. I really like those gambling videos, and I hope that next time we go to Vegas, I get to meet Vegas Matt. But we should go to the casino. We should go to the Indian casino soon.
Yeah.
Can you call it that still?
No. I think
What's
it's
it called?
A Native American casino.
I've never
Native
heard
casino?
that. I've never heard
Computer.
that in my life.
What's a politically correct term for Indian casino?
Native American casinos or Indian gaming are both acceptable terms.
Indian gaming are acceptable terms.
Okay.
So as long as you're talking about their money. Indians.
Yeah. If they're
It's
getting
good.
your money, they don't care what you call them.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we should go to the Indian casino soon.
For sure.
That'd be lit. Well, thank you for joining us on this episode.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe and like it and share it and sound off below. Let us know if you have any gambling tricks or anything else you want to share that's pertinent to this particular episode.
Mm-hmm. And if you have any gambling problems, then call 1-800-582-4493, and that's going to put you in with a 10% discount on DraftKings. That will get like some kickback for.
Yeah, and also, did we miss anybody that should be put on notice? If so, let us know why.
Yeah, who's on notice. And also, if you do sound off, then that gives us access to, talking about you and putting you on the segment, one of the guys.
Yeah.
So, sorry. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Natural Habitat Recordings.